When was the last time you saw someone your age winning, new job, new car, new country, new ring on their finger, and felt your stomach just drop? Not because you hate them, you might even love them, but some quiet voice in the back of your head went, "And what exactly have you done?" Yeah, that voice. Here's what nobody tells you about that voice. It is not reporting facts, it's running a rigged comparison. Rigged in a very specific, very predictable way. And today I'm blowing the whistle on the whole thing. Literally. By the end of this video, you'll see exactly how the trick works, why your brain falls for it every single time, and the one adjustment that shuts that voice up for good. And stay for the final ruling, because the last mechanism is the one nobody talks about, and it's the one that's actually running your life. Let's start with why you compare at all. Back in the 1950s, a psychologist named Leon Festinger noticed something strange about human beings. When we can't measure ourselves objectively, we measure ourselves against other people. He called it social comparison theory. And think about it. How do you objectively measure a life? There's no scoreboard for "am I doing okay?" No referee handing out points. Well, until now. So your brain improvises. It grabs whoever's nearby, classmates, co-workers, cousins, strangers on your feed, and uses them as the measuring stick. That part is ancient wiring. It's not a flaw. It's how humans have always figured out where they stand. But here's foul number one. Your brain doesn't compare fairly. Given the choice, it compares EP. Psychologists call it upward comparison. You instinctively measure against people doing better, not worse. You don't lie awake thinking about the millions of people who trade lives with you in a heartbeat. You lie awake thinking about the one person from school who just bought a house. One direction, always up. That's not a coincidence, that's the default setting. And now take that ancient wiring and hand it a smartphone. For most of human history, your comparison pool was your village, a few dozen people. Today, you wake up and compare yourself to the most successful person in every single category on Earth before breakfast. The best body, the best salary, the best relationship, the best vacation. Different people, but your brain stitches them together into one imaginary superhuman that you are somehow behind. Nobody is beating that lineup. Nobody. Not even the people in the lineup. Which brings us to foul number two. And this one's the con at the center of everything. You are comparing your full footage to everyone else's highlight reel. And I know you've heard that phrase before, but sit with what it actually means for a second. When you scroll, you're not seeing lives, you're seeing submissions. Curated, filtered, chosen moments. The one photo out of 40. The promotion post, not the 3 years of rejection emails before it. The wedding, not the argument in the car on the way there. Statisticians have a name for this kind of error: survivorship bias. Judging reality by only what made it through the filter. The failures, the boring Tuesdays, the crying on the bathroom floor moments, they never got posted. So your brain, which believes what it sees, concludes everyone else's life is 90% highlights. Meanwhile, you have full, unedited, behind-the-scenes access to exactly one life. Yours. Of course yours looks worse. You're the only person whose deleted scenes you've watched. Now, foul number three. And this explains why even winning doesn't fix it. Ever notice how the goalposts move? You thought, once I get the job, I'll feel like I've made it. You got the job. Felt amazing for, 2 weeks. Then it became normal, and a new gap opened up. Psychologists call this hedonic adaptation, the treadmill effect. Whatever you achieve becomes your new baseline, and your brain immediately recalibrates and starts scanning for the next gap. And here's the truly unfair part. Your comparison pool upgrades with you, get promoted, and suddenly you're not comparing yourself to old classmates anymore. You're comparing yourself to the other managers. Make more money, move neighborhoods, and congratulations, brand new neighbors to feel behind. You never actually arrive, because arrival just teleports you into a harder league. The race has no finish line, it has promotion into a faster race. There's a famous study people always half-quote here. Researchers in the late 1970s, Brickman and colleagues, compared lottery winners with people who'd suffered life-changing accidents. The detail everyone remembers because it's real and it's staggering. Over time, the two groups' day-to-day happiness drifted far closer together than anyone would ever predict. The jackpot didn't permanently move the needle. The baseline reasserted itself. That's the treadmill. It comes for everyone, including the people you're jealous of. Which brings me to the last mechanism, the quiet one. The one I promised you. You feel behind, according to a schedule you never actually chose. Married by this age, house by that age, figured out by 30. Ask yourself, where did that timeline come from? You didn't write it. You inherited it from parents, from culture, from a century-old life template built for a completely different economy and now enforced daily by the feed. Psychologists talk about the social clock, the internalized deadlines a culture hands you. And the anxiety isn't really I'm doing badly, it's I'm doing life out of order. But out of whose order? You're running someone else's race, on someone else's clock, against opponents who edited their footage. And you wonder why you feel like you're losing. So here's the ruling. 4 calls. Call 1, the comparison instinct doesn't turn off, so aim it somewhere useful. The only person with your exact starting line, your exact hand of cards, is you, 12 months ago. That's the only fair opponent you will ever have. Compare there. Call 2. Audit the feed like a referee reviews footage. Every account that reliably makes you feel behind, mute it. Not because those people are bad, because you now know the footage is edited and you don't make calls off doctored replays. Call 3. When the stomach drop hits, and it will, name the play out loud. That's an upward comparison against a highlight reel. I'm serious. Naming the mechanism yanks it out of your gut and into your head, where it's just a bad referee's call you're allowed to overturn. And call 4, the big one. Write your own scoreboard. Literally. 3 things that you decided count as a good life. Because if you never define your own win condition, the feed will happily keep defining it for you, and the feed's answer is always more than you currently have, full time. The verdict: they're not ahead. They're on a different pitch. In edited footage, running from the same treadmill you are. The moment you see the trick stops working. If this hits somewhere specific, tell me in the comments the one post that got you this week. The car, the wedding, the we're hiring me announcement. Let's see who's brave enough to go first.